Oh my God. It's so good. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but toot, motherfucking toot, bitch.
Black Filipino, bump the track, Reno. If you like this, then donate a C-No.
What's up, ChocoLumpia Lessons Tribe? It is ChocoLumpia of ChocoLumpia Lessons. Listen, it has been a minute. Hi, how are you? I am very hot right now. Woo! And I didn't really want to cook tonight, but I've been kind of living my best life and treating myself for the last while, so it's time to cook for myself as opposed to like just eating whatever I want. But we're gonna eat healthy still. I have actually welcomed in, oh, you know what? It's been a minute. Let me introduce myself. Yes. Hi, I'm ChocoLumpia, and this is my YouTube channel. I almost forgot where I was. This is my YouTube channel based on my podcast, ChocoLumpia Lessons. And on ChocoLumpia Lessons, I talk about my life's experiences from my perspective. If you haven't checked out my podcast, you should. It's on Anchor and Spotify and on all major platforms. And I try to be, you know, entertaining and fun and give you little nuggets of wisdom from things that I've learned in my life. Now, YouTube is a little bit more censored, so if you like, you know, curse words and are comfortable with all of that, then you should check out the podcast. I don't do the exact same thing. It's different episodes, so this would not be on the podcast, but yeah, you should check it out. Anyway, so if you haven't been here before, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. I have new subscribers and viewers, which is really exciting and cool, and also intimidating because I don't know necessarily what drew you in to come to my channel, but I appreciate and hope that you enjoy. Like and subscribe if you haven't. If you are a returning ChocoLumpia Lessons member or tribe, I like to call my family, my familia here, the ChocoLumpia Lessons Tribe, hashtag TCLLT. And thank you for coming back and always liking and always subscribing and sharing and rating and reviewing and all of the things. Now that all of that is out of the way, if it's loud in the background, it's because I have the AC on, because it's hot as balls, okay? And cooking for myself right now did not really sound like the bee's knees, but we're here and we're gonna do it. Thing is, I was going to do a Pinterest recipe that I found. It's the main Pinterest recipe that comes up every time I'm on Pinterest. And I feel like I've basically made it for myself before, but I wanted to try it. Now, if you've not watched this channel before or have followed me on any of my socials, ChocoLumpia on Instagram, etc., I don't really follow recipes too much verbatim. I like to kind of put my own spin on it, and I like to wing it. You know, I like to zit, right? That was my ankle. And I'm going off of memory from what I saw visually, because I'm a visual learner, okay? And if you're a visual learner, then this will also help you. But if you like to see things written out, then maybe Google that and find it on Pinterest for yourself. There's lots of different versions. I don't know whose it was that I saw, but the person that did it was not very specific with it either. It was like a 30-second reel type of video. But here's the funny thing. As I was driving home, I realized, like, if I'm gonna do this, I did not defrost the salmon that I have. So we're gonna have to take a momentary break, and I'm gonna change because this is cute and all, but I just came from work and I don't wanna be, plus I've worn this before in another video. It's fine, it's a cute black dress, you know, fishnets, shoes are off, okay? Anyway, whatever, it's been a long day, okay? My brain is just fucking falling apart at this point. But so yeah, I need to defrost the salmon, so we're gonna do that, and then I will grab all of my ingredients. I believe I'm going to need, just from memory, red onion, green onion, garlic, salmon, brown rice. I'm gonna use some kind of a teriyaki type of dressing or sauce that I have. I don't like things to be very, very saucy, because I feel like that, one, adds a lot of calories and carbs, and two, it just takes away from the actual flavor of the food. So, avocado. She did add avocado to it because it's a Wow. Hello. It's a salmon bowl, right? Like easy, you know? But the prep for it, like I have to make the brown rice first, and then, oh, by the way, this is a total tangent. There's this app, okay? It's called We, I think. I don't know how many E's. It's like 3 E's and an exclamation point, non-spons. But it's an app where you can order Asian foods. And I think you can order like Hispanic foods, like all the stuff that you can't, like where you have to go to a specialty store, right? You can't find it necessarily at like your Albertsons or your Vons or your Ralphs, or you have to go to a special section, right? So like growing up, I would go with my mom to the Asian stores. And if you are new here, you don't know that I'm half Filipina and half Black, and hence the name ChocoLumpia, right? So my mom is Filipina, and I would go with her to the Asian markets. And ever since quarantine, I have not ventured out to one. I don't know why. I just haven't. And so I saw an ad for an app on Instagram, and it was for We. I think I'm going off of memory. Sorry, you guys. Like I said, it's been a long day. I believe that's what the app is called, and you can order things to come in the mail or shipped to you, right? Kind of like Amazon, but for your Asian ethnic foods. So I was just looking, I created an account, and I mean, if they want to sponsor me, hi, I'm here, drop into my messages, but Jokoi's rice is on there, which, woo, Jokoi, love. But it's like $16.99. It's Jokoi's jasmine rice. And I'm like, bruh, I love you so much, but I'm not buying rice for $16.99, okay? Yeah, so that was just a random thing that I saw and I had to share, because if you happen to be here, I'm assuming you maybe are Filipina or Filipino, or maybe, I don't know your life. I can read the statistics in my information, but sometimes if you don't input it, it's not gonna show me, what the breakdown is. Like I can see where you guys are from for the most part, not like your addresses or anything, it's not doxing you, but it shows area, it shows age range, it shows gender-ish if you put it, right? Again, these are things if you select it. But what's nice about that, and I know people are probably like, oh my God, well, I don't want that to show, but it's just the basic, algorithm details or whatever. And it helps me to figure out who I'm talking to. Like when I make my stuff, my stuff, hello? Can I have words today, please, for just for the next like 30 minutes, okay? When I make my content and I'm gonna create it based on what I feel like I'm knowledgeable in and what I feel like people are wanting to learn about or are just wanting to be entertained by. And that can be vast. So I try to throw a lot of different things in there, which is why I consider myself a variety creator. Let's try that again. That's why I consider myself a variety creator. Whee! So there's a lot of different things that I do. I haven't done a cooking video in a minute because it's been too hot and I've been working. And sometimes I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I go through moods where I'm like, I don't know if anybody gives a fuck what I'm cooking or whatever. Like if I'm going to a Halloween store, like who cares? But obviously some of you care because you're subscribed, thank you, and you like the video or you comment, and I appreciate that. Or you share it and I see it on Instagram or whatever. So yes, so many words. I'm going to defrost the salmon. I'll come back. I'll probably be in a different outfit because it's hot as balls, like I said, so that I can cook the food. And then you guys can see how that meal is kind of in ChocoLumpia version, how I make it. And we'll do first bite and all of that. I also have to create content for something else in the meantime while that's defrosting, so I will see you in a minute. And we're back. Look at my shirt. Isn't this cool?
Wow.
It's Freddy Krueger, Elm Street, the Dreamer, because it's September, which is basically Halloween Eve. Duh. Okay, so if you don't follow me on my socials, then you don't know. But if you're here, I feel like you already know because you've seen that I'm already talking about Halloween. Like, I talk about Halloween all year long. I get especially excited in September leading into October. So we're here for it. Okay, you might have seen my short that was about what do we do when we're sad. We go to Spirit Hollywood, non-spons, but maybe one day, you know, manifest it, because lately that's been working a lot and we're just running with it. So just maybe if I tag them enough, talk about them enough, they'll be like, all right, you know, which tends to be the way it goes. Yes, coconut water, because hydration. It's been hot, you guys. Why am I bending down? Because if I go back here, then it seems dark, and then also I have to yell, and that seems silly. So I'm just gonna come in close. So if I look like I'm sweating, it's because I am. It's because it's hot, okay? Excuse me, coconut water. Hydrate, hydrate. All right. During the break, we did a custom. We started some rice, brown rice, okay? Not $16.99 Jo Koi's rice. Love you, Jo Koi, but yeah, I will not be purchasing that. Oh, let me show you. Green onions, cucumber, garlic cloves. I'm gonna chop that up. And then a red onion, which I have in this cool little container that I love, that I think I got at, I don't know, I got it in Vegas. I don't remember. I don't remember what store it was. It might have been Sprouts. It might have been, no, it wasn't Trader Joe's. I haven't been to Trader Joe's since quarantine because it stressed me the fuck out before quarantine. And I for sure was like, no, I'm not, you know, like, no offense to Trader Joe's, Trader's Joe, but it's always really fucking congested in there. The parking lot stresses me out. Everybody's, I don't know if they just need more protein or what's going on there, but I can't. So I haven't been in over a year. And there are things that I miss about Trader's Joe, but I obviously know it's Trader Joe's, but I like to call it Trader's Joe, okay? Because my mom's foreign, and Christina Pajitsky, who's a funny comedian, she had a foreign mom also, and that's how she would say it, and so that's in my head. Anyway, who cares, you know? You don't care unless you are a fan of your mom's house, and if you're not, then none of that made any sense, and it's fine, because I am going to start chopping the garlic now. What I like to do with garlic, a nice benefit, and I know you can't see this, and that's okay, because this is not a cooking channel, but I like to cook, and so I cook on my channel. Just imagine what garlic looks like and the chopping for it, you know? I like to, well, first smash and then peel the garlic, and then I let it sit for a minute so that all of the healing and nutrient juices from the garlic can come out, and that is beneficial. I read somewhere, I can't remember, you know, I didn't do a research paper on it, so I can't cite it for you, but I feel like that's something that I've heard. And typically, you know, I don't get my information from Twitter, even though Twitter is hilarious now. It didn't used to be. But I guess it just kind of depends on who you follow, you know? Just kind of like in life. Like in life and in social media. Anyway, so I'm gonna let that just kind of sit for a minute, okay? I'm gonna do the avocado later because I just don't feel like chopping it right now. But anyway, as I'm doing this, because I can multitask, how are you guys? How have you been? It's been a weird time. I feel like that has been what everyone has said for the last 2 years, right? Like, it's funny because I have my YouTube channels that I like to watch, and the people will be like, hey, you know, let's it'll be an old video from like the beginning of 2022, and it's like this. Let's hope that 2022 is better than 2021 or 2020, either one of those. And then I just kind of laugh because I'm in the future. Well, I'm in the present tense now. When you watch this, it'll be in the past, but right now it's current. But while I'm watching their video from the beginning of 2022, I'm in the future, technically, from their perspective, right? But they don't know me, so they don't care. And also, time, is it linear? I don't know. I just watched Arrival again the other day. Like, I don't know why I just felt like watching it again, even though it's like not the happiest movie. It's not sad necessarily, I guess, depending on how you see life, you know. Most things that people think are sad, I don't think are sad. I think that they're beautiful interpretations of things. Okay, chopping, it's gonna be loud. But also sad in a way, but like, I don't know how to describe it, but Arrival is beautiful to me and it makes me cry, and it is sad, but it's not sad like horrible sad. It's sad like that's literally what life is, you know? Like you can't, if you've never seen Arrival, you're not gonna know anything that I'm talking about right now, but it's just a beautiful movie. And being someone that loves English and the English language and all languages, linguistics in general, right? Because it's about a linguistics professor who is able to basically communicate with, I don't even know if they call them or refer to them as aliens in this movie. I don't think they do, because it's just kind of like they're a different species that we just are not familiar with because they're from the future or from the past, and that's where the whole linear and time and not being linear conversation came from in my brain. Okay, so that's how that works. Anyways, I'm just chopping these. Oh, you know what? I wanted to chop these thicker. That's okay. It'll be fine. I'm fine. I'm chopping the red onion just a little bit thicker. Now, if you don't eat rice on the reg like I grew up doing, then you don't know that using the rice cooker usually takes anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. Just depends on how much you're cooking. And so I wanted to make sure I started that before I came back, because that way I can just cook the salmon, and that doesn't take very long, but I do need to season that still. It's been a while since I've cooked on camera, so I'm kind of like having to re-gauge timing. It's fine. We'll figure it out, you know? And like I said, this is all gonna be in the past by the time you watch it. It's already in the past. It's in the past. As I do it, it's in the past. Trippy. Okay, I was going to do bigger chunks of that, but that didn't work out. It's fine. It's all gonna go in my stomach, you know? I am going to turn on my skillet. And then I'm gonna season the salmon. I'm telling you so that I don't forget. And then I'm gonna cook it. Wow. Groundbreaking. Okay, so let that sit there. Okay, so I am going to season, oh, I forgot to pull my teriyaki. Okay, it's fine. I am going to season with black pepper and Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt, and cayenne pepper, just as a basic. I don't know. That's what I just usually like to season things with. Oh, going off camera, that's fine. Oh, loud, sorry, ASMR. Kitchen ASMR. So the thing in this recipe that I noticed, and that when I do eat fish, I do like the skin. I know that, you know, grosses some people out. You don't have to eat the skin if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything the fuck you don't want to, you know? If you don't even like salmon, you don't have to make this recipe, period. You don't have to use onions. You don't have to use cayenne pepper. You don't have to use brown rice. You can use white rice if you want, like whatever. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a different recipe, you know? Like if I'm giving you all of these ingredients and saying to cook it like this, and you decide to use chicken instead and lettuce instead of white rice, like that's or instead of brown rice, it's a totally different recipe, you know what I mean? But like, go off, do what you want. Do what you want. Do I have a teriyaki sauce? Yes. No. Can I make something that kind of tastes like it? I have kikoman, which I like green because it's low sodium. Of course, there's always sriracha. I don't think I'm going to use that until the end. I have sauce for broccoli beef. Now, this is not teriyaki sauce, okay? But I'm going to use it for this because that's the closest thing that I have. I do think it'll be a mixture. I'm gonna do a little bit of soy sauce to loosen this up because this is very gelatinous. Like when I go to pour it out, you can see it. It's like molasses. It takes forever. I had a PE teacher in high school, and she, I'm not gonna say her name, obviously, but she was interesting, and she was like a pro bodybuilder, weightlifter, or something. That was like the rumor, but she didn't look like that was her past, you know. But shit changes, right? Life can be real rough sometimes. I am just cutting the cucumber like so. Okay, you can cut it however thin or whatever you want. You can cut it in stars if you like. Okay, I'm gonna cut that, and then, oh, cucumber smells so good. And then I'm gonna cut it in half. And then I'm gonna cut it in half. So it's like this, okay? You can do how you please. But she, I loved that class. She was like the teacher that made me want to play volleyball. And then it's weird because like in school you realize like, oh, I'm like the only person of color in this class. Which doesn't matter because literally I was like the only person of color in all of my classes for everything and every almost job and everything, you know? So you just kind of learn how to not pay attention to that. Like I really wouldn't pay attention to it until people would point it out to me, which is shitty, but welcome to the world. And so, sorry, I'm thinking I need my these guys. Yeah, so I wouldn't pay attention really or notice it until someone would tell me. Ooh, that was almost too hot. Did you see that? I went like this to just move it, and it almost was too forceful because I had a pumpkin smoothie from Jamba Juice earlier, and I added energy to it, and maybe that's kicking in right now. I don't know, but it was like too much force, and that could have been a bad situation, but luckily it's not. I am going to go skin first because I want that to cook first. Now after this cooks, shush, I am going to have to let it cool off so that I can cut it into smaller chunks, obviously, because it's a bowl, okay? Okay. So while that's doing its thing, oh my God, look at this. Show and tell time. This is a bartender stir for your mixing your drinks, and it's a skull. Isn't that cool? You can't see it. Anyway, I love him. It's so cute. Weirdo. Okay, so yes. So in a lot of things that I did growing up, and sometimes even now, and I don't live in a place where there's like not ethnic people. I mean, I don't think. But anyway, so, and yeah, lots of long stories. Anyways, you can listen to my podcast if you want more in-depth things on race and growing up ethnic and foreign families and all of that shite. So, I never tried out for the volleyball team, and I was good, and I should have, but I was also wanting to do show choir and dance, and so pick a fucking thing, you know what I mean? My parents were like, pick a thing. What's your thing? Your thing, you've been dancing all this time, you should be dancing. You should be dancing, yeah. Copyright. So, wow, this has gone way off the rails. So that teacher would say to us when we were running in class to do our warm-ups and training, she would say, you guys are slower than molasses going uphill in January. That was her phrase that she would always say. I don't know why. I don't know where she grew up. Obviously somewhere where in January it's cold, and molasses going uphill in a cold area would be very difficult. So it's kind of like this consistency, which is why I'm going to mix the soy sauce in it. And that's how we got to that story. Bam! Okay, so lately I've been watching, okay, I just remembered what day it is, and I thought, oh my God, I thought The Handmaid's Tale had started, and it hasn't. It's next week, okay? Next week? This weekend. Next weekend. Next weekend, because big things are happening next weekend, and that almost made me have a heart attack because I am not ready. Okay, so, sorry, that's my bad, was thinking about that. I have been watching horror films because, like I said, it's almost Halloween. So I waited all that time to like let the garlic do its thing, and now I've chopped it. Okay, so now it's a little bit more. It's minced-ish, smaller. I'm actually not gonna put anything else other than the garlic and flipping that in a minute in the skillet. The sauce I will put, and then I don't know, I might flash the onions a little bit. I'm just kidding. I won't flash the onions. I think this is a lot of onions though. It's fine. I'll make a big thing of it so that I can eat some tomorrow, I guess. And I watched The Black Phone, I think, because I just did a review on Letterboxd. If you are not on Letterboxd, you can follow me on Letterboxd. It's at ChocoLumpia. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know, but Letterboxd? I feel like there's a D at the end. I review videos, what is it, the 80s? VHS? I review movies, and it does not reflect all of the movies that I've seen because I've seen way too many films, but it reflects what I remember to review and just have in my library. Most of the time I talk about things on this YouTube channel and my podcast anyway, and sometimes on Instagram. But you know what, I've been with Instagram, I don't know what happened recently, but all of a sudden my engagement is high, and that comes after engagement being really, really sucky. So I would be like, hey guys, I'm gonna share this for the month of whatever, and then it would be like low engagement, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing all this like homework or work or research, and for why? Like, this shit's free, you know? Which, yes, free content, I'm all for that, but also like I gotta pay rent. Okay. Okay, please and thank you. Yeah, so, you know, by putting out the free content, you're wanting to also be able to eventually have it be profitable, because money's nice and paying for things is great, and it shouldn't necessarily rule your life, but yeah, like, we're trying to work smarter, not harder, okay? I'm gonna flip this now. I'm scared. I don't usually get scared, but I used to hear my mom growing up just like screaming in the kitchen because she would get popped, but that's like how you do it, you know? Just make sure it's not extra wet. Disgusting. Yeah. Oh, okay. Listen, Linda. And for anyone who's watching who's like, well, just turn the heat down. Okay, I need the heat to be high because I want it to be a little bit crispy. Not like burnt, okay? But in the bowl, the salmon bowl, I want it to be a little bit crisp, you know? So, yeah. I'm gonna put the garlic in because now we're not totally raw and we can cook it up a little bit. Hello, get in. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, I've been watching Halloween movies. I watched The Black Phone and there were triggering moments in that. No spoilers. It's a good movie. I liked it a lot. A lot. But, yeah, there were some scenes where I was like, I feel like I have to turn this volume down. Speaking of volume down, the other night I fell asleep watching Halloween 2, but it was Rob Zombie's version. So if you haven't seen Halloween's, there's like a million of them, right? I love the OG. Great. Jamie Lee Curtis, yes. It gets excessive, right? With any fucking, oh my god, whatever. Why can't I think of the word? I don't know. I'm spacing on the word I need. But okay, a little bit of soy sauce, and then this is thick, so it's gonna take me a minute. That was like an arm workout. It's fine. Do I have any more in that? Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I think I actually might mix a little bit of the and okay, we're gonna get just crazy right now. I'm gonna put a little bit of lime juice. I know. Listen, Linda. Not a lot, just a little. Turn this on for a second. Okay, so Ethan Hawke as a villain, originally I was like, I'm not gonna buy him as a villain. He's just too sweet and cute and like adorable. He's always forever going to be that movie from the 90s, and I can't think of the name right now. Anyway, but he's very creepy. And did you know that the girl from Stranger Things is the daughter of him and Uma Thurman? And when you look at her face, like after I found that out, when you look at her face, it's literally like their face. Like this is Uma Thurman up here, and then this is Ethan Hawke. Like I think it's Uma's eyes and Ethan's mouth. It's such a trip. It's like the perfect combination of two people's production, you know? Pretty cool. So I'm gonna flip this one more time because I want that skin to be crisp. Oh my god, this is the worst tangent ever in life, but have you seen the Army Hammy? Army Hammy? Have you seen the Army Hammer documentary? Oh my lord. Okay, listen. First of all, I had no idea what the fuck was going on with that kid until I scrolled on Twitter and saw something about it, and I was like, hold up. What? Because I don't really know Army Hammy. That's it. That's his name from now on. That's his name, Army Hammy, okay? I'm not gonna say Hammer because it doesn't work. Army Hammy was in the Facebook movie, whatever that was called, The Social Network or Social Network, and he was the twins, okay? There was one actor who played two people, the creators of Facebook before Zuckerberg screwed them over, or whatever the plot of that movie story is now. Before the metaverse took over the entire world and everyone is just a fucking pawn in the Facebook empire, right? Oh my god. Allegedly, okay? Because that makes everything better. So he was the guy in that. I don't know anything else he's been in. I have not seen it. I don't follow his career. I don't really know him other than that. But I know that he's cute and adorable, right? Apparently, I mean, I might talk about it on my podcast, but oh my lord, what a shit show, okay? Whoa, bro. But here's the weirdest thing. And this happens all the time in everything, which is why I can't even talk about everything because there's so much shit to talk about and to unfold and unpack with how humans are. But I mean, he literally has voice messages, text messages you could probably finagle and edit and screenshot, or what do you call it? When you edit it to look like a certain thing. Photoshop. Oh my god. Wow. Hello? Did I just learn English today? Probably. But he has voice messages of him saying things. Which also, like, I don't know. There's a whole thing we can talk about that here. For me, horror movies are scary, but documentaries of real ass humans in real life doing weird ass creepy shit is scarier. So I was in it, and there were 3 episodes at that point. I don't know if there's gonna be more or if there are more now, but I decided to watch them after work late at night, and then was just like disturbed for the rest of the evening, and then had to go to sleep and was just like, you know, like Army Hammy. Who knew Army Hammy was like a cannibal? What? Insert Kesha's cannibal here. I can't play it, but you can imagine it. Actually, I think I just added it to a playlist one of the nights when I couldn't sleep. The Mix Technique is my Spotify, where I have all kinds of playlists for my classes, playlists that I like to vibe out to, playlists for photo shoots, playlists for background when I'm not, you know, worried about being copywritten. The last cooking video I did was copyrighted. Like, how am I supposed to vibe, you know? Like, let me just live my life, please. It's looking good, it's looking good. The rice is still cooking, so we're good. But yeah, it's a playlist called It's a Bop. And I just put a bunch of like songs that I'm embarrassed to admit that I love and vibe out to. But honestly, actually, fuck you, I'm not embarrassed because I just told you about it. And there's a playlist that's public that you can go listen to, and you can vop. I was gonna say vibe and bop. It's a vop, That's a new thing. You can vibe out to it and you can bop to it all you want, and they're bangers. So like, you're welcome, free, you know. So follow me on Spotify. The mix technique, like you mix something up, like I am mixed, like I mix like a DJ, you know. Lots of plays on that word. Yeah. So documentaries are scarier than real horror movies. Oh, let's go back because I totally forgot to finish this thought. Speaking of sounds, right? Because I was thinking about how the black phone had some parts in it that were disturbing, audio-wise. And I fell asleep watching Halloween 2. The Rob Zombie versions, I like a lot. And a lot of people don't like them. And that's okay, because everybody's gonna like what they want to like, you know. I appreciate the original, and I like the Rob Zombie versions. I like any movie that Rob Zombie makes so far, even the ones that were not my favorite, like what's the Salem one? That one was a little bit just like draggy to me, just felt kind of long, but there were definitely visual moments that impacted me, and moments of discomfort and tension, which I think he's good at, you know. The Devil's Rejects is one of my favorites, but I really love, what's the first one that he did? Why am I spacing on this? The Devil's Rejects is the second one that I like of his. The first one, oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember. It's the one where they go to, they stop at the hotel and there's like a ride. It's not a haunted house. Is that the Devil's Rejects? Maybe that's the Devil's Rejects. Oh, rice is done. Okay, Queet. Wow, I was gonna say sweet and cute, but Queet it is. I said the Devil's Rejects. I'll put it in here. There's 2 of them that he came out with in the beginning. Obviously, the first 2. And one of them really just kind of like made me feel gross, and I think it was the Devil's Rejects. But the first one I really liked, and I cannot remember what it's called to save my life right now. It's fine. It's not that important. But the point is, longest point ever, I fell asleep watching Halloween 2, and that's his second one of the Halloween movies. The first one, I thought he did an amazing job being creepy and grotesque, but also capturing backstory. Now, with the horror community, I feel like with any community, what I'm finding, because I'm in a lot of different communities, and there just always seems to be this like, I know more than you, or I've seen these movies, so I'm a better horror person, or I don't really get grossed out or scared at this, so I'm like the best at horror. Or I've seen the movies that no one else can see because I bought it, or whatever, you know. But I run into that in every community that I'm in, which is exhausting, because when you do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things that I love, I have to deal with that a lot on a lot of different levels, which if you do that too, then you totally understand that. And if you don't, then you're like, what? But whatever. So, and I guess in a way, that was kind of like that, what I just did. But hear me out. Some people don't like when there's backstory. I think backstory helps for people who are not horror fans. But I do like a backstory. I don't think you need to go way back necessarily, depending, but I do feel like, from what I remember of my childhood, Michael Myers was just this guy who was crazy and killing people. No one knew why. No one understood how he got to that point, right? And they talk about it a little bit in the other movies, but it just didn't feel like, it didn't resonate with me with those. Maybe it was because it's from the 70s and like everything's fucking old looking, and I'm like, what? But I felt like Michael Myers. I felt like Rob Zombie did a nice breakdown of kind of immersing the audience in how bad it was for him as a kid, and not that you need to show that, but I feel like you also maybe don't have an idea of what that shit's like if you've never had to be in it or even have known anyone who grew up like that, you know? So him showing that backstory, I feel like helped that for people. And I don't want to say it makes sense, because obviously murder is bad. You shouldn't be murdering people regardless of what the fuck you went through, because it's illegal and it's wrong and karma, and you should feel not right about that in your soul, right? But it starts to, you can't even say make sense, but it starts to be a little bit from the psychological aspect, from the psychology aspect, it becomes like, this is what started that downward fall, right? So that's why I really like Rob Zombie's version of Halloween. And when he did Halloween 2, I feel like he just wanted to be gruesome. And not that there's really more backstory to really talk about, I guess, because you already did it, right? So it's like, what's your focus into? But it just got really gruesome and just kind of like excessive. And I fell asleep watching it, which makes me feel weird, like there's something wrong with me, because how do you fall asleep during that? Like, I don't think I was really tired, but I put it on to watch it and then just literally fell asleep. And there's so much screaming in that one. Like, the next day I felt bad and was like, I hope my neighbors are not triggered or felt concerned, but I feel like they're used to it. That sounds horrible, but I do watch a lot of horror. And anyway, so just for a second. Wow, that was a lot of popping. Okay. Oh, let's do I can do this while that's happening. This is how I do an avocado, right? And then you just go, and it opens, and then if you want, I'm probably going to use both carefully. I don't recommend this for anyone who's not used to using knives, but I just kind of hack it in there, and then I push it, and that loosens. Oh, it loosens the seed. It's fine. The avocado's fine. Just throwing shit everywhere. I don't even know if you can hear me at this point. We'll see. It was cool until I fucking almost flipped the okay, so I wanted to kind of get it crispy, and I did use the sauce so it looks blackened, which I like for this, not for everything. I will show you when I plate it. Let me cut my avocado. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go zoink, 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 very carefully, right? And then I'm gonna go voot, and then I'll just scoop it out. So, yeah, it was loud and I fell asleep watching it. But then the next day I was like, let me watch it again and see if it's like I remembered it. And it just it was rough. Like, it felt like Rob Zombie just wanted to murder everyone really badly in that version. So I don't really like Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie, even though it was horror and it is scary. And I think there were moments that were truly terrifying, like when they finally reveal him in the reflection in the mirror. First of all, that might be one of the scenes why it fucks me up washing my face at night and trying to not have my face down and submerged in water for too long, because I'm always afraid. Like, this would when I was participating in the devil's lettuce, this would be a big time thing where I would wash my face, and in my head I would just be like, you better look up now, you better look up now, just in case someone's behind you, you better look up now. And then I would like have to look up now. It's fucked up. So you're like ChocoLumpia. Maybe you don't watch so many horror films, but it's like I can't help it, you know? Anyway, let me plate this, and thanks for listening to all of the random stories that I have for you today. I have no idea what this is about. I just wanted to record because I haven't been on talking to you for a long time, and I haven't cooked with you for a long time, and then we can plate this and do first bite together. So give me a second. Okay, so real quick, I ended up putting together, if you can see it, this is the broccoli beef sauce that I had with a little bit of lime, everything that I put on the skillet, a little bit of the sriracha, and then some soy sauce, the low sodium. I'm gonna pour that onto everything at the end, but I'm gonna show you as I plate everything. Sorry for the shadow. Okay, so here is the brown rice. This looks horrible, but it's the salmon, and you can see that it's got the blackened, that's the skin, right? It's not burnt, it's just crisp. And again, you can do however you like to do it. So now, taking the cucumbers, okay, a little bit of the red onion, some green onion. Wow, why did I chop so much red onion? What was I thinking? It's fine. It's fine. Do a little bit more. I'm gonna do the avocado on the side, but I'm gonna plate this salmon. Okay, so that's with the salmon. Then I'm going to add the avocado on the side and sauce it. I legit could have made that prettier, but TBH, I am starving and I'm ready to eat. So now we're gonna do this pour. Let's see if I can do this and hold the camera at the same time. How talented am I?
Wow.
So talented. Trying. This is really hard. Wow. Okay. So that's the sauce. I just wanted it to, because it looks like super healthy, right? And then a little bit of sauce just to make it a little bit more fun. You don't have to sauce it, like I said. You can do whatever you want. A little bit more drops. Okay, and then I'm gonna do first bite with you guys. Okay, it's first bite. This is probably crooked because I just redid it. It's fine. So here we are with the salmon bowl, and I'm gonna get a bite that has brown rice in it, obviously the salmon, a little bit of avocado, and then red onion and green onion. Yes, looks good. Okay. Ooh, it's still steamy. My mouth is watering. Yeah, for you. Ooh, and it has sauce. Yes. Okay. Mmm. And it's got like, there's some kick in it. Some kick in it. Oh, that was my knee. Did you hear that? There's some kick because of the sriracha and the cayenne pepper that I use. If you don't like kick, you don't have to add that. I love a little spice in everything. That sauce is bomb, actually. You should try making that sauce. I mean, not like it's genius, but oh my god, so good. If you like a little bit of citrusy zest, spice, and sweet, I got you, boo. Yes, mama. Okay, one more bite with you guys. There you go, salmon. So like I said, I blackened the skin. You don't have to use skin. You can take the skin off if you want. Brown rice, and then green onion, red onion, avocado, cucumber. So good. Mmm. Love it. And there's crunch. Like I said, I wanted, you guys. Worth it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to the story times of randomness today. If you haven't yet, sorry for talking with my mouth open, but kind of mukbangy, right? If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Please like, because that does help everything. Even if you view it, it helps. But if you like and comment, and definitely subscribe. All of that just helps with my channel so much, and I appreciate you. Love you so much. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Try this. It's so good. Bye.